Yes, it certainly is. And the reaction has been that it's perhaps potentially bad politics, but we will wait to see the detail. As you point out, though, and this is what Labor is getting away with at this point, is that they're pretending that they're doing more to help the poorest Australians. But the fact is the poorest Australians aren't actually paying income tax. So any tax cut, doesn't matter how big or small, they're not going to get it because they're not paying tax anyway. So if they actually really want to help the poorest Australians, there's going to have to be some kind of direct payment or something else, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And worth remembering, in the next couple of days, there'll be a lot of talk about low and middle income taxpayers. But that's an entirely different group to low and middle income earners. Low income earners, so we have a tax system with a tax-free threshold, plus there's an offset that means the effective tax-free rate is or has been a little over 20,000. The legislated ones, it was going to move pretty close to 22,000. About 40% of Australians don't earn that much. They are pensioners, they're the unemployed, there's some retirees, they're students, they're disabled, they're carers, they're sick. There is a whole bunch of people. If you were to do one standout thing to help them in the current crisis, you might increase Commonwealth rent assistance.
Commonwealth rent assistance. OK, we'll keep an ear on that as we hear from Anthony Albanese at the Press Club tomorrow. But for those millennials, now the biggest voting bloc should be pointed out. They've probably paid too much for the house that they're living in. Inflation has meant that they've been standing still for the last couple of years. How's Bracket Creek going to treat them now?
And not that well. And it is worth remembering just how tough it's been. And that's the political push that's got the government moving. Three things have happened, and they're all related to inflation. Inflation means that prices have moved more than wages. So if you're a wage earner, you've missed out. What's happened to inflation has pushed up interest rates. And so if you're a borrower, again, you've lost out. And what's happened to inflation has pushed some people up through tax brackets. And so the tax take has roared. And some people, of course, are all three. They're wage earners, they're borrowers, and they're taxpayers. And they are seeing a massive amount of pain. The politics of that for the government has been increasingly tricky. It's moving chess pieces, or at the speed at which things are going at the moment, you'd probably say those chess pieces are flying.
And just quickly, Chris, inflation has benefited one group, and that's the government, isn't it? Because they're about to post a surplus.
Yeah, war and inflation are terrible things, but both of them help the budget.
Yeah, not for the budget, certainly. Just finally, Chris, 200 grand a year, as you say, they're wage earners, they're taxpayers, they're mortgage holders as well. Are they rich? Do you think they feel rich right now?
We are talking about the top 3 or 4% of Australian taxpayers. They are better off than most. They're also harder hit here in Australia than they would be in many other nations.
Chris Richardson, always good to talk to you. We'll speak soon.
Thanks, Laura.